Hello and welcome to Beautifying Life and Creativity. I'm CrisiMi and I'm so sick. I'm in this beautiful mountain.
Hello, welcome to Beautifying Life and Creativity. What's up? What's up? I wish you a great and happy and abundant 2019. And for all of you who love to travel, I wish you to have numerous vacations and many travels. In the video today, we chat about 8 mistakes to avoid in your travels. 8 mistakes that are so simple and so ordinary that apparently you don't take into account. These are so common sense things that if you think now of them, you will say that everything is okay. You know what is this about and you will never do these mistakes. But in the rush of the moment, in the enthusiasm of the travel and preparing for the travel, I'm telling you that you could make these mistakes and not even be aware of them. How do we know that? Well, it's because we, CrisiMi, in 2018, we made all these mistakes and we knew them in theory, but when the situation came, they caught us by surprise. We felt so stupid and silly because we knew in theory everything about these things and we should have prevented them. But no, the rush of the moment took us and boom, these things happened. And we were lucky because nothing really dangerous happened. These mistakes will take away the pleasure and the beauty of your traveling. So it is better for you to be aware and the next time to double check. The first mistake to avoid is going on a mountain, on a hill, or generally in the wilderness with the wrong equipment. And in the first place come the shoes. Because if you don't have the right footwear, then danger or major difficulty. Yes, we tested this and this mistake we made because we were not very well aware of the place we were traveling to. So we didn't took the appropriate shoes, and these things also applies to clothes and the accessories.
Yes. Sandals and long dress, the best for going on the mountains in the woods. Never do that.
The second mistake to avoid is to start an expedition when you feel sick or just a little bit sick and you still think that you can make it. Well, big mistake. I had a stomach sickness, a very bad one. But at the beginning, when I started the expedition, I felt somehow in between, not very bad, not very good. But then, in the middle of the trail, sickness became really hard. And I was lucky because the weather was very nice outside and it was warm and I could find a stone to rest on. But, however, I ruined the expedition for my friends and I couldn't continue, and I still wonder what would have happened if the weather would have been bad and the rocky situations around me very hard and
strong.
Moldoveanu mountain. It's around 1,500 meters high. And we were supposed to go up there on the peak, but my liver didn't agree with it, so now I just need to sleep. And I found this rock, so comfortable rock, so beautiful scenery around me, and it's wonderful.
The third thing to avoid while traveling is to go in an expedition when the storm starts or when the storm is somewhere in the distance and maybe it doesn't seem that menacing. Well, you would say this is obvious. Who would go on a storm? Think again. We made these mistakes not once but several times in 2018 because the enthusiasm of the moment was too strong. So we said something like, no, it's not really menacing, or no, we are lucky, the storm will not come upon us. But this is very wrong, because when you are on the mountain or even on a hill or in a forest, when the force of the nature comes upon you, it doesn't matter that you have the best equipment on. You never mess with the nature force. Fourth mistake to avoid is following the footprints of a bear in nature or the footprints of any other wild and dangerous animal. Because you know what they say, if you're an uninvited guest, well, you could never know what happens. And we couldn't resist this temptation because, yes, you would say that you would never make this mistake in the wilderness, but the adventurous feeling messes with your mind, and when you see the footprints, you tend, at least we tend, to follow them for the adventurous feeling. But after a while, we were lucky to give it up because, you know, the wild animals are smarter than us sometimes, and usually they avoid to be in contact with us. But if you insist and insist, well, then maybe they will come face to face. Fifth thing to avoid is drinking from a main river. What? Yes, drinking from a main river. I know it is wonderful to drink the fresh waters of a mountain spring, but when those spring waters gather into a big river, well, don't drink it even if you're very thirsty. Why? Because that river crosses villages and it will gather a lot of garbage, a lot of animal fur, or even worse, excrement and detergents and residues, and well, you could become sick because of these waters.
This is an episode of survival. When you're so thirsty that you drink from the main river. Drink. You're too thirsty, drink. Drink. It's good, it's tasty, a bit muddy, minerals, vitamins. Good?
Somehow.
The sixth thing to avoid is specially meant for vloggers, video makers, photographers, and might seem silly, but yes, this could happen, and this is the mistake of not taking with you your entire equipment.
Just because you are lazy, or as I thought of myself, you are well prepared for the unknown and you can improvise. So, you will let your tripod home in a day when a unique astronomical event in the plain night, and when I say unique, it's a moment once in a century, like a moon eclipse, happens, and your tripod is home and you are stuck with only a rock or a bench to put your camera on, and you really think that will be the perfect shot, but that's a unique moment and you need the best equipment for that. Take it!
So it doesn't really matter that we missed the longest moon eclipse of the 21st century. We will have another chance to see it in 21-23. Seventh mistake to avoid is also for vloggers or content creators, because it's about being so caught up in the moment and in your recording or photo shooting that you don't watch out where you step. Yes, this happens so often, and it's a pity because this could ruin a lot of footage, this could ruin maybe even your ankle or your equipment.
Foarte bun trapă, foarte bun.
Smooth. Cine e?
The eighth and final mistake that we noticed in our travels is choosing to return home in the same day when everybody else returns home. So very crowded, and sometimes we cannot choose this. We don't have this flexibility. But when we can do that, then it's better to avoid the common days of returning home. Why? Well, this is not a very dangerous mistake, but it could ruin your entire good mood acquired during your travels. So that's it for today. I hope this video is useful for your entire 2019 travels. Leave a comment below with your experiences and mistakes made. And give a thumbs up to this video. If you haven't subscribed so far, do it now and activate the notification bell. Till next time, send you many kisses, and always remember to beautify your life and your soul. Bye.